Welcome to Cocktail Hour at the Coop. I'm Liz from Arrow Acres, my sister Leanne. We left the coop. We are in the basement at my house. Normally we're at our parents' farm, Arrow Acres Farm, in Wall, New Jersey. And here we are.
Here we are.
Happy New Year.
Saturday night. This is our first regular podcast of the new year, isn't that correct? Because we have had 2 live knit nights with our patrons, which has been so much fun.
Yes.
If you guys are patrons, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it very much. And we've been having so much fun, like meeting you guys and getting to know you better. So we had a live, we had like a 2
cocktail
hour.
Well, we had our knit night and then we had a cocktail hour.
Which was so fun. So
I liked it.
Yeah. So,
and our next cocktail hour is February, which is my birthday. So I think I'm picking, I think I know what I want to pick for our drink. We still have to discuss it, but I think I want to do French 75s.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Gin, champagne,
I'll try your
lemon.
gin. I'll figure it out.
But we have to come up with an appetizer still.
Yeah.
I've been Pinteresting.
So that's what we've been doing. We have a cocktail hour. We pick a cocktail and an appetizer and tell you ahead of time. And then if you want to make it with us, you can make it with us.
And if you don't want to drink what we're drinking or eat what we're eating, you do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
We don't care.
Come in your PJs. We don't care.
No.
So that's
it's a really nice group.
Yeah.
Everybody's very kind and welcoming. And talking about that, I wanted to talk about Valerie real quick. So if you go on Instagram, Creations by Valerie, she's so kind, so nice. And she also offers a Zoom supported sweater knitting and just like everything. So if you ever are like, just want to have like somebody to knit with, she does like open knit nights all the time. And I would definitely go follow her on Instagram and join in any of her Zooms because she does them all the time.
And she's very knowledgeable and she just helps people and she just wants people to enjoy knitting, and we've gotten to know her through our Patreon and she's great. So check her out and join in her Zooms too. So let's see. So what should we talk about first? We have a lot to talk about.
I want to talk about my new to you first and foremost.
Are you all doing new to you? Are you learning things? A lot of you are. I love going on. A lot of you are.
And if you haven't joined into the make along yet, the new to you make along, go on Instagram, type in the hashtag new to you MAL 2022. So many people have great ideas, and I got a new one today, so I'm stripping down. Because I have an issue. I think I'm not sure. So I'm making a sweater.
Oh yeah.
And I'm kind of between the medium and the large, which is my life. I'm always between the medium and the large.
Like me and my jeans.
I used to be a small and a medium.
Why don't they make like every size of jeans? Like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why don't they do that? Because I'm not.
So I love how it's turning out.
It's beautiful.
Like,
look at how pretty it is.
It's Feederbrook for the color work, and it's Miss Babs for the teal.
It's so pretty.
And I love it so much. But I think it might be too big. And Mom goes, "You can make it for me."
But that's the nice thing about crochet. You can easily try stuff on. Knitting, there's like needles and you gotta put things on.
So I need you sweater folks' opinion.
All right, I'm a sweater folk.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're here.
Do you have new Uggs?
No, they're from last year.
Oh, they look new. Mine have holes in them.
All right. So my hair is so staticky.
Oh my gosh. I wore Mom's fringe jacket yesterday. Woo!
I was like, oh, my hair. So I think it's a little too big.
Nope.
So it's like puckery, but like, what's this?
Nope. Stand up.
You
need bigger boobs.
I don't have bigger boobs.
Okay, you're good. So what you did
what's all this extra here?
But all you have to, this happened to Robin once.
So I think I need to do the medium.
But what you could do right now is just like every like 8 or 9, like take one in.
So my problem is that I need it in here and out down here. I'm a little chunky down bottom here.
So do shaping.
So take it in. So I was going to take it in here and then go out again at the bottom. And then my other thought, so I'm going, I don't
think it's that big on you either.
You don't?
No.
Because I don't make sweaters, so I don't know.
I don't think it is.
And our friend Carol came in today with an alpaca sweater that she made out of our alpacas, and it was so beautiful. And it fit like this, and I thought, That's perfect. That's what I want mine to look like. It fit her so nicely.
No, I think and you still have to block it, so it like chills
I thought
out.
it was gonna grow when I block it, so I don't want it bigger.
Well, did you do a swatch and block it?
I did a swatch. I didn't block it. I didn't know. It didn't say that. I'm a crocheter. I'm not.
If you make a swatch, you have to swatch it, and then you have to block it, because that's
It didn't say that. It just said gauge.
That's what a gauge swatch is.
But
if you're making a gauge swatch,
there you go.
You have to make it, and then you have to wet it and block it, because that's when yarn changes.
Yes. So I'm afraid it's going to grow like a lot when I do that.
Before you do anything, do you still have your swatch?
Don't know.
Okay.
I may have ripped it out.
Okay. You can always make a little one.
Yes.
And just wash it and dry and see what happens, and then you'll know. Like, is it going to be
afraid,
huge?
like all this is going to.
Is this super wash, Miss Babs?
I don't know.
Because
I don't remember.
sometimes it acts differently, but
I'll look it up.
I would do that before you do anything crazy. I see what you mean. I do see it.
There's a lot of extra stuff. Like,
yeah, but once it's on you.
and I'm also, my yarn isn't exactly what the pattern called for. So like.
A different weight?
It was either hold two together or go with this kind of sport weight. And these two are a little bit different. I love it. Look how
it's beautiful. I think you're going to be fine. I think if you take it in every couple, but I definitely see what you're saying now that it's on.
There's a lot of
take in a little bit and then do some outside shaping. Whoop, like that. I wouldn't do much outside shaping, but it doesn't look like that when you're
okay.
You don't do that.
I know. I don't do that. But I was only trying it on because I thought my arms are big, so I thought like, oh, I hope the armholes are big enough, and I hope, and that feels perfect.
We do have big arms,
very large arms.
We always have,
Yep.
Even when we're skinny, we have big fat arms.
Yep.
And it messes you up when you're doing patterns because you got this girth that doesn't match the rest of the rest of our bodies.
So I'm gonna do solid for the rest of the body, and I decided to go with the waistcoat stitch, which is like the crochet knit stitch. But hold on, where is it?
I like this little stitch here that looks like
So this right here,
that's pretty.
I think I'm gonna do the whole sleeve in the color work, like every other row. The whole sleeve's just striped like that, and then the body solid, and then maybe a little color work at the bottom if I have enough left over after I do the sleeves, which I'm not sure I'm going to.
So that's mosaic crochet.
This is mosaic crochet. And this is the mosaic jumper by Nomad Stitches.
You got it right. I was going, no. And that's Tunisian crochet.
No, it's
it's
regular crochet. And my friends, if you are afraid of this, I promise it is easy. I promise. I pinky promise.
Like a medium, how much do you have to know about crochet to do this?
You have to know how to single crochet.
That's it. And follow a chart.
And double crochet. You have to follow a chart. She has a video. This is single crochet in the round, or mosaic crochet in the round. And I told Mom she could do it. The only tricky part that I have found is these short rows in the back.
Same with knitting. Short rows are not easy. I mean, if you finally...
This is not tricky at all. It's just that her seam is here. So like row 1 is here, and then row 2 you come back, and then you have to like jump back up and do this.
Oh.
And it really wasn't difficult. But if you have questions, I think that she is very helpful and knowledgeable, and I'm happy to help you.
Yeah,
so
saying you can help.
contact me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So that's my new to you.
I did my new to you. I learned brioche, which I found out I think I have brioche before. Or like a very similar brioche-ish, or like a half a brioche. Because when I was doing it, I'm like, I feel like I already know how to do this. So I did it. But I used ugly colors because I just didn't want it. If I messed up, so I grabbed bulky yarn. This is the Jared Flood first brioche hat. So I learned how to do it.
You did, and it's easy. Like not easy.
I need like a hacky sack.
It's easy, or like.
Is it easy?
It made more sense.
I would not say it's. I don't want to say it's easy.
It's an intermediate skill.
Yes. Once you get the hang of it, then it's pretty easy. But think I showed this. Maybe it was on one of our live things.
Yes, we talked.
So
about
I did the 2-color brioche, obviously, and then you're supposed to be able to wear it both sides. But I did something wrong because you can see, like, see those orange, like,
that's
oops,
wrong.
That's wrong. That's not right. That's not right. So I definitely did something wrong. Not sure what it is, but I do want to make another one and see how I do. And it's quick, like,
and
really.
guys, that's the make longs about.
Yes, new to you. So
It
there's
doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be finished.
no, you just have to try it.
Just try it. Instagram or our Ravelry.
Yeah.
Tag it.
So
Right.
there's a hat online that I saw called the snake garter hat. And so it's like partly garter stitch and then there's like brioche in it and it looks really cool. So that would be like another skill.
And isn't Carolyn Bloom's cool one?
She
That's
is a
brioche,
cool
right? She's a
brioche, but
queen.
it's like something else, and she has awesome videos she's been doing. So if you follow,
Check out. Oh, Bloom Handmade Studio.
Yes. Ooh, what's
I
that?
have another new one.
What is that? That's so
The
pretty.
Tunisian brick stitch.
Look at that.
So if
Have you ever done that before?
I've never done
this
it
is
before.
your new to you?
Another new to you. I'm making an infinity scarf. And our Fiber Guild, we're doing like
I really can't see.
an evaluation on color and like color value is what we're talking about. And so if you take your colors and you photograph them with your phone in the black and white setting, you get like an idea if they're gonna work together and stuff. So I went with tertiary colors here. I have green, purple, and orange.
You know my trick too.
I'm just a color girl. I like them all. So,
but to see
twist
if
them.
you twist them together to see if there's a big contrast or not.
So what Lee is saying is, if you take your two colors, will you hold the two balls?
I sure can.
And then you twist these together. See how you can clearly see them? If you do color work, they're gonna show up. Sometimes you may have like a super bright yellow and a white, and you think they're gonna be awesome. You twist them together, can't tell them apart. So this is Federbrook. See all the fun colors. And I went with one of my hand dyed. This was like a one of a kind and extra one of a kind because I changed the rest of the skin. Like I was like, I'll keep that one to myself. I do love how it came out. It's not coming out right now. It's more salmon-y in person. That's pretty close.
No, that's pretty close.
And they're totally opposites. I would never normally pair them together, but
they're perfect.
I think that they kind of work well together. So right now it's in like the purpley family with the orange.
It's really pretty.
So this is the Tunisian brick stitch. And Tony from TL Yarn Crafts has a great tutorial. So if you want to learn how to do it. Also very simple. It reminds me a lot of the mosaic crochet where you're working one color at a time. Just the orange drops down every couple stitches. So looks intermediate, but I think it's very
Can Purple
simple.
Debbie do that, you think?
Yeah, I sent it to her.
Oh, good. That would be good for
Speaking
her.
of Purple Debbie.
She's trying to do her new to you stuff.
So
What's
Purple Debbie bought these.
Oh, I saw she made little like keychain things.
Right? We saw a fun little video on Instagram and they were Tunisian. So she was learning Tunisian, simple stitch, which is what this is. And she bought these on Amazon for like very cheap and there were 100 of them. So she's like, would you like a few? So Purple Debbie gave me some. And then you can attach whatever you want and make a keychain. You can just do tassels or whatever. But she did this like fun little thing. You cast on this and then you do a Tunisian crochet like tag kind of.
I saw that.
So I'm
That's
gonna be making some. Yeah. So I have a few. So if you want to make something with them, I have a couple. And she's got like 80
I was
more.
going to knit and I didn't get around to it before Christmas. I was going to make Wade a Harry Potter knitted bookmark, like a scarf. But that would be cute on there. Because I have, right? And he can hang it on his book bag.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So I have...
Oh, I have one more idea for new to you.
Oh,
do you have
okay.
any more new to you stuff?
No.
Okay, so, we're recording on my phone, so I can't show it. I wrote it down. I'm good like that. On Instagram, Lorraine72 posted this morning. I love the idea of temperature blankets.
Oh, me too. Me too.
But I don't want to make a blanket. I don't want to.
I've seen those too.
Too much yarn, too much, takes too long. I don't want to do it. But I love the idea of it. I love the ones with squares. I love the one with stripes. I love them all. She is making a temperature scarf.
I'll look it up.
So look up Larae. It's right here written down. Laraa 72. And she's from California, which I think is so fun because...
Is it always like 70 degrees there?
That's the new to you. We're in New Jersey. And she's in California. And like I'm seeing this and I think that's really cool. So thank you, all you new to yours. But instead of doing a whole blanket, she was like, I'm going to do a scarf because she's making a hat. That's it. It's the hat that she's making. So show that. It's a 1x1. Oh, right.
So her colors are the
1x1 color work. Read it. Read her thingy.
1x1 color work. Oh, it's the sea glass hat. Don't mind my thing. She's making a temperature scarf using that method.
Because
I
this
love
is the
looking
hat, I
at
think.
temp projects, but I know I don't have the patience to complete one. I have 3 scrappy blankets in the whip pile as we speak with barely any traction. Anyway, I went to bed working on this and woke up working on this. So enamored I am with the look of it. Oh, maybe she's just doing it in the round.
So I don't know if she's just working on the hat now, but she's going to be making a scarf. But I love that idea. So I'm going to do a temperature scarf. So all of you out there who still have Advents,
well,
right?
You can do it in the round and then it's a scarf, like a tube, you know.
Right. You can do whatever you want.
Look at that. I'm going to follow
how
her now.
Fun. I just love the idea. So I really have been wanting to do a temperature project. And since it's still January, it's pretty easy to like catch up.
It's cold.
Right?
Today's really cold. It's really cold here.
Last week, our parents were in Florida, sunny Florida. They had picture perfect weather the entire trip while they were there, not in travel conditions.
No,
but
traveling was bad.
Our neighbor Mike, rolled up the window and he goes, puts the window down. 12! I was like, he goes, it's 12 degrees! Meh. Put his window back up and drove away.
I don't mind the cold, but it's been cold.
But I gotta tell you,
You had your Carhartt.
My stupid insulated Carhartt overalls.
Cleaning up poop.
If you know somebody who works outside, doesn't matter, they don't have to be a farmer. And you have extra money to spend. They are so worth the money. Thank you, Mom, for mine. Love them. And alpaca socks. They kept my toes toasty warm. Okay, so that's my new to you stuff.
Okay.
Now.
What should we do?
Q&A or should we?
Well, I have finished objects.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I have a whip. Should we finish with a whip? Or do all the knitting right now and then
do
we're
the
gonna
knitting and then the Q&A.
So we're doing the knitting and then we're going to do a Q&A. We asked you guys for questions. So
we asked on Instagram.
We have a lot of new people, so we just thought, what the heck? And because I love you guys that are like just found us and they're like binging us, which cracks me up. And I'll get alerts on YouTube I'm like, that was from like 3 years ago. What are they talking about? And I'm like, oh, you're watching a lot at once. But anyway, so I'll do finished objects first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a faux, but it's sold today.
Okay, so this needs I need to weave the ends in. This is a gift that I made for my mom for Christmas. I don't know.
So pretty.
So this is the Immortal.
I love
so
it.
Pretty.
It's so pretty.
This is the Immortalist cowl. It's supposed to have a whole other repeat. Like this is supposed to be like that big. But I was
too big.
I was on a time crunch. Christmas Eve was coming, and this is clearly not as big as that. Again, time crunch, good enough.
Yeah, it doesn't need it.
No,
that's
a
nicer size.
So this is by Caitlin Hunter. It's called the Immortalist Cowl. She designed it based on a book cover called The Immortalist, which I've never read.
I'm listening to books now, so
it's like they find out when they're gonna die, but they still live or something. So anyway, so this was for my mom, and like I said, it may have been a little bit wet still when I gave it to her, and the ends aren't in, but it was nice to knit too. I did it pretty quick. I mean, it was Christmas week. I started like on Monday or Tuesday, and Christmas Eve was on Friday. So just working on it at night. But so that's that cowl. So it's for my mom.
Love cowls.
And it's all it's It's mostly all alpaca. The orange I dyed myself. That was like a wool.
It was alpaca and wool.
Alpaca
like
and wool. And the other's like, the red is not, the red is Quince and Company. That's from my white sweater, and red sweater. And then the other ones were alpaca. Yeah, so it's really soft and nice. So that's that. And then I knitted this and I love it so much.
This is in our Rhinebeck color.
So our house, I don't know, we talked about it. We may have, but if not, our whole house, we always notice when we go to Rhinebeck, you'll see those groups of people that either knit the same sweater or the same, in like different colors and projects, and you know they're like all friends or came together. So we decided, because we have a lot of different levels and different, like some people crochet, some people knit, and we decided to pick the same yarn, and everyone decided to make their own project.
Whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
And a couple of us are making the same things.
Yeah.
And some people don't know what they're making yet.
So I got it and cast it on and couldn't stop, to the point where I had to stop because my elbows hurt. This is the Cowboys and Angels shawl, and I love it. It's hard to see on here. I love it so much. This is by Isabel Kramer, and it's super squishy and wonderful, and I love it. The only this is Cascade 220, Heather's yarn in I don't know what the name of it was. It's like a purple, but it has like, you can see there's other colors in it, like there's red and blue, and it's really pretty yarn. It's kind of like grapey kind of color. Yeah. The only thing I didn't do, which at first I was fine with, then I wished I did, and now I don't care. I did not do the bobbles in this first part because we were on a live Zoom night that night with our patrons, and I didn't want to like take time to see how she wanted me to do the bobbles, and I didn't feel like looking it up because some bobbles are hard. These bobbles were super easy. So I was like, I'm just gonna knit. So when I got to this part, I added them in. But when you wear it, you don't even see that part. See? Like,
oh yeah, you wouldn't
even have known. Yeah. You wouldn't have seen them. So now that it's on, no one sees it. But I've been wearing it. I actually slept with it 2 nights like this. I thought
it's been that cold.
And because my house is really cold. I love it so much when I work at my desk, and it's big. Like Sassy Karen's gonna knit this, and she's tiny. So like I can fit her in my pocket. I said to her, it's gonna be her whole entire body. You know?
It's big.
And Stacy's also knitting it, and she started the beginning. It's called the trellis. It's a cable, like a 1x1 cable that you do with your needles. You don't have to put it on a cable needle. You just like knit into the second one, either in the back or the front. So you do, and then, which was great. I didn't have to use the cable needle. But Stacy was like, this is tricky. I said, in the beginning, for some reason it is. But once you get into the rhythm of it, it's super easy. And then you hit garter stitch. It's like you just knit. Just keep knitting. And that's when my elbow hurt. Right here. The top is sore. I think I sat for too long. And we also drove Dalton back to Pittsburgh to school, and we did it in one day. And my husband and I took turns driving, so I probably knitted for like 4 hours straight because it was just garter stitch.
Right.
And I was listening to a book and just went to town. So that's my, and I love it. It's so squishy. So that's my finished object. And then I have one whip. My girlfriend Peggy is turning 50, February 4th. And I wanted to make her something because she appreciates the knitting, and I gave her some lessons.
She's knitworthy.
She's totally knitworthy. Like, she's always interested in what I'm making and asks questions, and she loves Lake George. Like, it's her happy place. They go once a summer. She didn't get to go this year because her husband had cancer, but he's doing great now, so they are booked to go next year. So my sister Andy, she designed a hat a couple years ago called Gone to the Mountains hat, and I am the model in the picture. So that's the hat, Gone to the Mountains hat. Peggy's not a big hat wearer, but I thought she might like a cowl. So I decided to make this as a cowl. So I asked Andy, I'm like, basically if I don't decrease, it's a cowl, right? She's like, yes. Like,
so that is true for almost any hat pattern.
Yeah, you just make it, just don't decrease.
You don't,
because you figure it, like, if it fits here, it'll fit here, right? So it's just all stash busting. Here it is so
it's so
far.
pretty.
So
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and the trees are supposed to be all one color, but I held two together there just to make it like a little different. And then next it's going to get mountains. I'm on the mountain row right now. I just started before I came over. And then it gets stars, and then I'll do whatever on the top. So I think she's going to love it.
I love it.
She can wear with her coat or at the house when she's working, and I think she's really going to love it. I think so. So I know she'll love it. But so that's my whip. And then I just bought, oh man, I wanted to buy, I'm the worst. When I wrote on our Patreon page, when I'm done with something, then it's like, well, what's next? What's next? What's next? And I don't know what's like next. We did so much for the farm to sell. Yeah. I just want to make something fun. And so I bought a bunch of sweater patterns. They were on sale. And Seashore Sharon gifted me a pattern. It was Andrew Mowry. I want to say it's like everyday sweater or beginner sweater, first sweater, because she's never made one, Seashore Sharon. And she gifted it to me and she said, I want to make it. So I thought, oh, I'm going to get yarn for that. So today was a bizarre day, but I had like a couple hours where I had to return some things, and which I never do, in an area that I'm never in, and there's a Joann Fabrics up there. And I was like, you know what, let me just run in and see what they have. So, because I don't want to spend a lot on it, but they had like fisherman's wool. What is it? Lion brand. It's wool. I really don't like acrylic. I really don't like knitting with it. It's like squeaky, and I just I don't want to sound like a snob, but I just don't like it.
I don't like how it feels.
It like and so so anyway.
If you don't like it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know. But anyway, I got 2 big skeins of it, and I need 2 more. They only had 2. It's like an oatmeal color. Yeah. And I looked online while I was in the store, and they have a ton of it. So I'm just going to I'll start it, and I'll just order 2 more skeins. But, so it's cheap, and I had a coupon. So I'm going to start that. I was going to do that maybe tomorrow. I'll work on that tomorrow. So it's just plain, like a little turtleneck.
Is Sharon going to make one too?
I have to write to her. Yeah, I think so. So that'll be fun, right? So that's that. That's my, they're my projects right now. All right.
And your hair is still a little bit 70s.
Oh, I went to a 70s party. I think I was supposed to grow up in the 70s, first of all. My girlfriend turned 50, and we had a party for her, and it was 70s themed, and we had to dress like 70s. So I was like looking. People were like doing hippie. I'm like, I don't think it's hippie. So I looked online. I was like, oh, I was meant to be in the 70s. So she...
I curled her hair.
We had
it was much bigger and like...
It was like out like that. And I didn't have to buy anything. Like I had my little peasant shirt, and I had my bell bottom.
And Mom had a fun fringe jacket.
Oh yeah, and like it was staticky, and like the fringe was like wee. So it was really fun, and everybody was dressed up. We went to a restaurant. It was funny. It's like a high-end, bring your own Italian restaurant in our area. Like people are like dressed and it's nice. We walk in like 70s crew with like crazy polyester and bell bottoms, and they had like flower crowns. It was really fun. So yeah, my hair is from last night. It's still a little 70s part in the middle, but I like it. It's fun,
I like it too.
Right?
It's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that. Do we want to talk about like books and stuff, or question
books? I listened to The Four Winds.
Did you listen to the whole thing?
I did. I enjoyed it. It was a little depressing.
Oh yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Did you look up pictures of what it really looked like, the dust storms? Wait till you look it up. Did you read Four Winds? It's crazy. It really happened. I mean, it's based on something.
In our lifetime.
Wait till you...
In our lifetime, like 1920s and 30s or whatever.
Look it up.
1930s.
Whole houses are covered in dirt. Yeah, that was a good one.
The one I'm listening to now, I'm going to be a quitter.
You can be a quitter.
I'm going to be a quitter.
Do it.
I don't like
you don't have a lot of time, so you got to like enjoy it.
I don't like it.
No. Do you want to say what it is?
What was it called? The last thing he...
the last thing he ever told me, or last thing he told me?
Yeah. I don't like it.
No.
And I'm like kind of far into it, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. Yep. Why am I listening to it? Yep. And I'm listening. I did Libby through the library.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. You have inspired me.
Oh, you're reading people? I'm loving it. Carrie went to the headquarters of the library. Our friend Carrie, we talked about it maybe on our live. She lives in a little town at the beach, and they are not part of our county system for some reason. I don't know why, but we have a really great library system.
We have an awesome library.
Like if you want it, you can get it.
If you want any book that's in the world,
They'll get it for you.
We have it.
So she wanted to be part of it, but she had to pay to get a library card. So she decided she was going to pay. I think it was $100 for her to get it. But she thought, well, it's better than buying books because her library is not good. She's like there every day. So now she's going to the different branches. And we live in a pretty big county. And she went to Manalapan, which is the headquarters. And she's there. She's like, it's like Rhinebeck of libraries. So
we all need to take a little road trip.
We said we're going to go take a hike one day.
Yes, that's perfect.
And go there. She and I are doing our hikes again, a 52 hike challenge. So last year we got like 20 something. This year we have one so far. We're going tomorrow. We were going to go today, but it was really cold. So we're going tomorrow.
Oh, really cold.
But I listened to the Guncle, which I wanted to love it.
Mine, I
didn't love it. There was times that I
requested
loved
it and it was available to me, and today I got the notification you didn't do it in time. You don't get it anymore.
Oh well, there was a lot of stuff in it that I loved, and there was a lot of it that I was like nothing. It wasn't the best, but I mean, it was okay. It was fine. But I read O. William by Elizabeth Strout, and I love that. If you like Elizabeth Strout, you will love it. It's very much in her wheelhouse, and it was great. That I loved, and right now I'm reading one that I love. Started it like last night, 2 nights ago, and I'm already halfway through. Oh my gosh. What is it? Everyone in this room will someday be dead. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. So it's quick, easy read, funny.
Emily Austen.
Like I laughed out loud, and Rick's like, that wasn't funny. Like he's watching something. I'm like, I'm not watching the TV show. It's so funny. I can't go into what it's about really because it takes too long, but just look it up. You'll see what it's about, and I'm loving it, and I'm halfway through already. So I think by now I'd be like, I don't really like it, but the way it's written, it's very good. So that's my book recommendation. So that's that. All right, let me pour another drink.
Yeah, do that.
I really
think it's
look
time for
like
Q&As.
look at woo. We can't figure out our whole lighting system. When we're in the coop, it's not as bad.
So the other night we were on our live, and I was like, you guys, I just put this over here. Yeah, we should hang up.
Maybe we do a cocktail. Remember, Chevis made that one with the sheep that she went to the Fiber Festival. She made a tie-dye thing, but it was like, do you remember that?
No.
Yes, she went. Right, Travis, if you're watching, she's like, yeah. She went with Tilla and John.
Yeah.
She made it with not Tilla. Well, it's like a quilt on, you know what I mean. She had a sheet, and she was like rubber bands, and it was like a sheep, and that was all like tie-dye.
I missed that somehow.
It was in the summer, I think. It was when he wore his
britches. His britches, that was in the fall. Okay.
All right. Ready for Q&A?
I'm still coughing from the Rona.
Yeah.
We got it. Our house got it. Vaccinated, not vaccinated. We all got it. And you know what? We are fortunate, crossing my fingers, knocking on wood that we don't get it again, but we had it milder than any cold I've ever had in my life. So
yes, thank goodness.
I hope the rest of you are staying healthy, and if you get it as mild as we did.
I don't have earrings in.
Do you feel naked?
Yes. You know what? I was changing, and I had different earrings, and I took them out, and
All right.
I don't feel myself without my earrings in.
Are you ready for the Q&A?
Let's go. We haven't done this in a long time.
Did we have braces?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
I needed them. You probably didn't.
No.
I had braces for so long. I had headgear and rubber bands and everything.
Chase was telling me, my friend Max has a headgear. I was like, so did your mother.
Poor Max. No, but I had headgear because I still have an overbite. And Max has crooked and the bottom come out like this. So he's got a lot more.
Yeah.
But I had them. You know, now kids get them and they're on and off in like a month, or not a month, a year, or like 15
I had them for
months.
a year and a half.
I had mine on for like 3.5 years. Finally, Mom said to the guy, are they ever going to be fixed? And he's like, I don't know. And she was like, take them off. I had to dance, my dance
Dad
ball.
said this morning, was Dr. Quazzo a Giants player?
Yes.
He played for the Giants?
Yes, he was on Sports I don't know if it was the Giants. He was on Sports Illustrated covers and they were hanging up in the office. Yeah, he was a good, Dr. Quazzo, Gary Quazzo. Yes, we had braces.
Did we play sports in high school?
Heck yeah, I did. That's why I can't move at all. You
was.
You played sports in high school.
I ran in high school. I ran cross country. I was very good. I ran indoor and outdoor track. I was okay. I was good at the high jump.
You were?
For a short person.
You're short.
I know.
Yes.
Spring in my step.
I was a varsity soccer player all 4 years. And
a varsity runner all 4 years.
And I was
proud of it.
Winter track girl. And then, I was okay, you know, I did all right. I had a school record with a relay group one time. And then my senior year in the fall, Mr. Nardino, hi Nick.
He comes down the stairs so we're like, maybe I should be. Oh, that's what
what?
For.
Oh, you don't want to hit your head? He's tall. So Mr. Nardino was the tennis coach for JV. And now here I am a senior. He didn't really have enough kids that came out to play tennis. And he said to me, I had him for homeroom, I think, every year.
I did too.
And he said, you're a real good athlete. Would you want to play tennis? I said, sure, I'll play tennis. And so I went out, and I never played tennis in my life. I was so bad. So bad. That's when I found out I have no hand-eye coordination. I can run and I can kick. I can't catch, throw, hit. I would lose entire games with a serving. They were like, all right. Oh, and they're like, a W or an M? I'm like, what? They spun the thing, the Wilson rack, and if it landed a certain way, someone goes first. Didn't know what bloomers were, had no bloomers, had on just a skirt with my underwear hanging out. I remember Danielle Hoffman, she was a cheerleader, and she had an extra pair of bloomers and gave them to me. I was like, oh, I am so not. So I ended up playing second doubles on JV, and we only played if they actually had enough people to play. But I had a blast because most girls were freshmen or sophomores, and I just like cheered them on and had fun with them. But I was the worst tennis player.
And our mom wasn't allowed to go.
Oh no, she go, whoop, 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 you missed it. Whoop. I'm like, Mom, you have to quit.
Her.
Oh, you missed it again. I'm like, go home. You gotta go home. And that was it. She never came back ever again. Because at soccer, I was good and she could yell, you know. But that was it. So yes, that's why I can't. Everything's broken on me. Okay. But it was fun. Good times.
What did you go to school for?
Graphic design. And I still do it.
And I went for metals and jewelry. I still do it a little bit, but
You haven't done that in a long time.
I've been doing my little project, my progress keepers and stuff.
Oh yeah. I went to Kutztown and I got a BFA in communication design, and that's what I still do today.
A BFA,
20 some years later.
So we both have BFAs, but I don't really use mine anymore.
Yeah, but you could if you wanted to.
I could. Who's mom's favorite?
You.
I would say you though. Sorry, Andy.
No, here's the thing about us. As you guys know, there's 3 girls. I am the most like my mom. We used to say that we share a brain. We think the same way about a lot of things. We just we get each other. Andy is a lot like our dad.
They share a brain.
And you are a combination of both me and mom. I'm the most like mom for 100%. Well, Chase, this is funny. This question came up. We're getting ready to come over here, and Chase is like, Mom, I'll pay you $100 out of my piggy bank if you say on camera that I'm your favorite child. Because there's a whole thing. I have 3 boys, and Dalton and I are very close. Like my oldest and I are very, very close. I enjoy him very much. Although I have to say, I was ready for him to go back to school. He's a lot. But he's like, I enjoy him. Garrett, I love very much. He doesn't talk. I don't know. I'm a talker. I'm a talker. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He's kind of like, but he's really cool. Like he's got this stuff about him that, you know, and then, but I have certain things with him that I like doing more than any other kid. Like he loves food, like going out for a good dinner and like going to New York and going to Broadway show. Like he's my guy for that. Then Chase is still like my baby. I mean, he's 10 and he smells, but he's like my baby. So like, he'll always have that, like, he's my baby's thing. So Chase always says, Dalton's so your favorite. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's like, yeah, he is. And then he's like, come on, you're telling me you don't have a favorite? Because I'm going to have a favorite when I have kids. Yeah. But I said all different times, I like you all differently. I love you all, but I like you all differently. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. How many cocktails do you truly drink per podcast? during the podcast
or
too. But before the podcast, usually too.
So our dad says we get funny at 57 minutes. So he feels that we need to start drinking 57 minutes earlier than we start filming. So we usually have two
at the coop.
Two at the coop. Then when we're setting up. And well, it depends what we're drinking too. Like I have
this is a light beer. Like I had 2 gins. They were light gins, but they were.
Well, it depends on when Dad makes them. We need to make them ourselves because if our father makes them, we don't record all summer. That's what happened last summer. So I'll have 2 vodka cranberries before we start.
I had 2 gins and then I had a light beer, and now I'm sipping on another light beer.
But tonight I had a big night last night, so I'm taking it easy tonight. So I have wine, but you know.
Lush. That's what we come up with.
You're not slurring tonight, though. You're doing very good.
No. Somebody asked if we sell alpaca roving at our store. So we used to sell alpaca roving, and no one bought it ever. So
that's right.
Yep. So we had it for quite a while, and we ended up using it all ourselves. And now that we don't supply alpaca roving, we get asked all the time if we sell it. So the answer is no, we don't right now because I don't have any. But we do have some from our animals that we use for our personal stash. Maybe next year we'll do some roving because people are asking.
Do a couple bags of it.
Okay. How do you decide your next project?
Oh, that's what I was just talking about. I go on Ravelry. I go on Instagram. Oh, you know what happened the other night? I'm on a computer all day long. So when I'm done with work, I tend not to go on my phone at all or the computer because my eyes hurt. The other night, I was done with my shawl. I don't know, someone watching TV. Mm-hmm. So I follow the hashtag of the project I'm knitting. So if you guys do that, like you can put a hashtag in and then hit follow. So it always pops up in your feed.
Like the new to you mail 2022.
Yes. So I did that and I was like, oh, look at everybody else's, and seeing their pictures. And I found this girl and I loved her. So I click on her. And then I start looking at her stuff and I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that. And I like that. And she's a bulldog. And I like that. And I like that. And I like that. And I like, oh, I like that. And I like how she styles her stuff. So then it was like rabbit hole. And I was like, you know what? I'm just doing this tonight. And I found another person and another person, started following them, seeing what. So sometimes you'll find the people that like to knit the same thing as you. It's like reading too, like the same books. You'll be like, oh, I like that too. Oh, I like that too. And then that's what I tend to do. That's how I usually find.
I went down the Pinterest rabbit hole the other night.
Oh, it's so fun,
It's
isn't
so
it?
funny.
I love Pinterest
Purple
so
Debbie
much.
said to me the other day, she texted me, I'm so sorry I didn't respond to your Pinterest messages. And I was like, I don't get notifications for Pinterest. So you may send me things and I might not see them for a month or two because sometimes I'll go on Pinterest every day for a week and then I won't go on it for a month.
I go on every single day at work.
Pinterest?
Well, I'm a designer, so it inspires me. I go on Blogger every day and I read the blogs, and then I go on Pinterest every day. While in between working, it kind of clears my head, and I love it. Oh, but it's such a rabbit hole. I love it.
I don't know. I always have an idea of I make a lot of projects for the farm store, so mine are just a lot of repeats and Pinterest really, and sometimes Instagram, and there's a save feature on Instagram. And I save it, and then I make a collection, and I do patterns to look at, color inspiration, food, I have stuff like that. So I'll go back to my pattern and check out this pattern, and I'll go back and I'll look through. Actually, that's how I am making that sweater. I went back through there one day, and I was like, ooh, that's really, really fun.
Oh, the other thing, I found a podcast. I was on Spotify, and I have a couple podcasts I listen to, and all I did was type in knitting podcast, and this one came up, and it was called Make Good. And I'm like, all right, let me listen to this. It's 2 girls, Karen and Jessica, which I remember because my boss is Karen, her daughter's Jessica. So Karen and Jessica, they own a yarn store in New Hampshire, and it's just audio, so you can listen to it, right?
Nice.
So if you... I was saying I still like to learn, but I feel like I know a lot, and I taught for a long time. So they will talk about stuff, they'll have a topic about socks, and they kind of break it down. They had a whole episode on like types of knitting, like continental, English, picking, flicking, all this stuff. And as I'm listening, I'm in the car driving, and I was like, yeah, I'm like talking, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, that's what that is. And like people, like when they come in, they're like, oh, I'm a left-handed knitter, I can't knit. And I'm like, no, yes, you can. Like they talked about that. So anyway, they were talking about projects they're making, and they're doing a knit along that starts tomorrow called Stash Down. So you just take your stuff from your stash and you
work on stuff.
And so I decided to get out sock yarn that I've had because I'm at basketball games, which is hysterical, by the way.
Wait, insert video of Garrett at his basketball game. I have watched it about 50 times.
And let me tell you,
it just cheers me up every time.
Garrett is a really good athlete. He cannot play basketball. And these boys are seniors, and they're like, let's play basketball this year. They still have rec for seniors. That's freshman through senior year. It's hysterical. He's terrible.
I think it's hysterical.
I laugh. We laugh, and they all like heckle each other and stuff. The refs just laugh. And their friends are the coaches. Like, we all go. The great Mama Sweets and Pop Up are there. All the moms and the dads. But anyway, I thought it would be nice to have a sock going. Yeah. So I thought I'll do that.
And the games are fast, right?
Yeah, they're fast. I love it. So I figured that. But anyway, that's another reason how I figure out what I'm going to do next.
Is it true? Just Joan is your favorite superhero friend.
Of course, Just Joan is ours. Just Joan. Do you know that about our friends? They all have like names. And I'm at work, and and that's how I say, like, Seashore Sharon and Purple Debbie and, Just Joan and Sassy Karen. And my friend Maggie's like, why do all of your friends have, like, superhero names? I never just say Joan. I never say Karen.
Just Joan's the original.
Just Joan.
She's the OG,
Just Joan.
right?
Just Joan. Seashore Sharon and Just Joan.
Uh-huh.
Sassy Karen. Can you ever call Karen just Karen?
No,
Sassy. We were booking we're just like we're gonna have a getaway, and I was like, all right, I'll text Sassy. Like that's what we call it, like Sassy Karen. Not Karen.
Carrie calls her Sassy.
Call Sassy. Just call Sassy. All right, what's next?
This question comes from Sassy Karen. How does genetic planning work? Alpacas and the kids.
Genetic planning.
We married nice husband. We got nice kids. With the alpaca.
So although I married an Italian and got a redhead, a blonde, and one that looks like little Jewish grandmother. So.
Well, I married an Italian and got two who don't like anything Italian.
No.
They got we have strong genetic coloring.
Yes,
I have blonde children.
Yes.
And Andy's were a crapshoot too.
One looks like her and one looks like Sean.
So alpaca-wise,
you can plan better.
We do plan. So we plan versus 1 is personality, 2 is color, and then 3 is their fleece. So like, how good is their fleece? Are they worth breeding? We bred 6 last spring. And they're pregnant for almost a year, so we're hoping to have a bunch of babies this spring. Now, one of them we're pretty positive is not pregnant. And then the other 5 we're tentative. We're pretty positive on 3.
Tell them how you know when they're pregnant.
So after we breed them, and then 7 days later, we introduce the male again. And if they are pregnant, their hormones have changed enough that they do not want anything to do with the male, and it's called a spit test because they will spit, kick, run. They don't want to be near him. So like within 7 days, they're like, enough of you. You did your job. Get away. Out of here. Right? And if they are not like that, and they're like, oh, you're still cute. You're like, oh, it didn't work. So we rebreed them. Yes. And we'll do that a few times. We won't do it too many times because we don't want them to get any infections or anything like that. And then they can, alpacas are kind of weird. So instead of like miscarrying, they can actually reabsorb the baby.
That's
like,
right.
So like they're pregnant, but then it just like goes away. It doesn't come out. It just goes away. And then once they're farther along, they can miscarry and stuff like that. We haven't had any of that. We would see that in the fields. We would
saw that.
You saw a big one like that. And I've seen little ones like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens. It's fun. So, but we're hoping. Actually, we are hoping to do behavior testing. I think next week. It's been really cold, and Mom and Dad were away, so
Yes.
we'll behavior test again, which means we'll bring the male back in and see how they act towards him, because we don't have a vet now who has an ultrasound or anything like that who can check them for us. So, spit test it is. I'll spit test you. Okay. What's our secret to never aging?
I do age.
Yeah, I look a lot older.
We're
still young. Right?
Well, I think so.
I'm still in my 30s. You're in your early 40s.
44. Am I 44? 43?
43. You're going to be
43.
44.
I'll be 44. But I have to say, and I told you this, Mom kept saying when you hit 40, well, I hit 40 and I was okay. 42. This past year, I was like, oh, like it's like stuff's like changing for me. All of a sudden I was like, maybe I should go to the doctor more. Maybe I should get a checkup. Yeah, I felt it this year. I put on weight. It doesn't come off. Like when I used to, like if I tried, it didn't come off. Or in the past I would think about losing weight and it would just boop, come off. So it definitely, I'm feeling it now, but we don't really have wrinkles.
We're young. I do.
Well, we have like laugh lines and
I have a very wrinkly forehead. But I have since I was like
2. I have that thing.
I've had this since I was like 7.
Yeah, we have that.
We have
that.
I get a tan line in that thing.
Yeah, yeah, we have that. But we definitely have aged, so I don't know.
Okay.
We don't have gray hair. Maybe that makes us look younger.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, our family doesn't really get gray hair.
Till late.
Like late.
Our mom
late.
is just getting some gray
Yeah,
hair.
and like our grandfather's 88, and
Mom's 64. You can all know that.
Yeah, but G-Pop's 88, and he like barely has gray hair. So we have good hair genes, I think. I think that helps. But I don't know.
I highlighted mine yesterday. So
it looks
that
very
helps.
nice. Yes. Oh, yes. Highlighting helps tremendously.
Okay.
But that's very sweet that people actually ask us that.
Travel knit bucket list. Store destination event.
Oh.
Oregon. West Coast.
Yes, Portland.
Right?
I want to go to Oregon for sure. Like, I feel like I could live there. Oregon, I want to go to Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
I want to go to
This
Scotland.
is supposed to be travel knit bucket list.
Well, we can knit wherever we go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Scotland. I would love to go to Norway. Like
I want to go to Alaska.
I want to go to Alaska too.
My number one place, literally the only place, we just had this conversation at our house this week. The only place that I have to go to. I feel like in my bones, I have to go to is Alaska.
I feel that way about Scotland.
I love to go to Scotland.
Kicking myself because Rita's over there.
Oh.
My friend Rita moved so many years ago. Like Aiden was in 6th grade and he's a sophomore in college. And I'm like, yeah, I'll come see you. Yeah, I'll come stay with you. Yeah. And then she'd be like, you can come and I'll take you to Scotland and we'll go see the sheep on the hills. I'm like, okay. I haven't gone. Life, it's so, like that's going to be my life regret that I didn't go to her when she was living there. Because she'll probably come home soon. But we'll go, Rita. We'll go back. But I feel like Scotland or like Norway, like when Paige, our friend Paige went to Norway, if you go on her, you can go on her podcast, Paige the Framer, and go back.
Yeah. Before the pandemic.
Yeah, right before the pandemic, like right before. She went to Norway. The colors of Norway, I'm like, that's you. That's me.
Like your soul.
That is me. And she was sitting in the snow on like a thing, and I was like, yes, that's me.
But a store destination event.
Rhinebeck in Maryland, and we go there.
Yeah.
I don't have a desire. Like we went to Vogue Live when it was in the city. I don't love it.
The pandemic.
Yeah, and I've been before. I don't love it. I like to be outside. So I don't know if there's any festivals that I've ever. I have one I want to go to. It has nothing to do with knitting though. I want to go to that food and wine festival that like on Top Chef.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Denver whatever.
Yep.
How about that? Food and wine.
Yeah.
I want to be a judge on Top Chef. And why isn't it back on yet?
I don't know because
it said that
always on.
And it said that they were going to start filming in like September and October. Let's go, people. I love Top Chef so much.
But you have not been watching Project Runway.
I have not been.
They're down to the final 4. Like, it's there. It's worth using.
Well, maybe I'll go back and watch it all.
Do you watch
it's on
Project
Hulu?
Runway?
Can I watch it on Hulu?
Hulu Live. Or get that NBC app and then you can watch it. through the NBC app. Oh. That's what I do. Whatever. Okay. Dream knit project. I don't have one.
Dream knit project.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're getting noisy upstairs and they should be.
I know they have been quiet. I don't know if I have a dream knit project. I can tell you my favorite project I ever knitted, which I want to do on a Patreon. I want to do on our live. I want to do a show and tell. If you still own, like if you're in possession still of your favorite thing you ever knitted or crocheted or made, to show it to people, to be like inspired, you know? Mm-hmm. My favorite thing I ever...
You're most proud of?
Most proud of, I call it the Goldfinch cardigan. That is not the name of the pattern. It's the channel cardigan.
Oh, your yellow one.
My yellow one by Jared Flood. That, I enjoyed knitting the most. It was hard. I had to piece it together. This sweater actually, well, this is like a meaningful sweater. This is my Barn Swallow.
Embroidery one.
I wore it to Rhinebeck in 2018. So that, but I don't know, have a dream like, oh, I want to knit that someday.
I have a new drink. I don't have a dream knit.
I don't think I do. Well, maybe you're
my sweater that I'm making. Like, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
Do I have one? I don't think I do. I think I need to have one. Like a bucket list? A bucket list sweater? Chase has a bucket list, apparently. We were driving past the mall and he goes, I've never been to Chick-fil-A. It's on my bucket list. And I want to go to Best Buy. And I was like, okay. So Wednesday night.
and Best Buy.
So Wednesday night, Rick and I took Chase to Chick-fil-A in Monmouth Mall. And he crossed something off his bucket list. And he decided that...
Why didn't you just go a block up and go to Best Buy?
Oh no,
it's a block away.
We have to spread it out. You can't just, no, we had to get back because Garrett had a game. We had to get to the rec basketball game. But he decided, and I agree that Popeye's chicken is better.
Oh, we had the discussion last night because I got them 4 for $4s from Wendy's.
Oh, you told me. We went to Wendy's.
4 for
I took him Wendy's
$4s. My son started piano lessons last night. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. He loved it so much. I love the teacher. We've known her forever.
Forever and ever.
And they're like the perfect combination, the two of them, right?
She's so
they're like the
sweet
same.
and
They're like
kind.
the same person, like little kid, adult.
Yeah. Yes,
they are the same kindness level.
Makes me so happy.
Anyway, it's at 5:30 on Friday night. Like,
oh, that's rough. You got to eat it
I
right
don't want to
before.
cook at 4:30 on a Friday night, and I also don't want to cook at 6:30 on a Friday night.
No.
So I said to Nick last night, we gotta come up with something to order, and then we didn't figure it out until I was like, Wade was like, Wendy's. I was like, yes. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Chase got chili tonight from Wendy's,
I had the boys,
because I got sushi. We had sushi as a family.
That's what I usually do: sushi for
and
me,
then
and Wendy's for the boys.
Yeah, it's right across the street. So,
anywho, favorite yarn. My favorite yarn is our regular 100% alpaca. It definitely is my favorite texture-wise to work with. My favorite color-wise is Feederbrook. I love it. It's called fractal yarn. It's just, I mean, look.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it's that too.
Look.
Yeah.
It's like.
It's really pretty.
Oh.
I have one. I have to use it. I have favorites. My favorite yarn.
But feeling wise, my favorite is definitely 100% alpaca. Like the face that I dye and the stuff we get from Cascade.
The black we had a couple years ago. And we still have it. It was like a bulky from the farm. Oh. It was a dark brown black. Remember that one?
Oh, the
like
farm yarn.
Stone farm yarn. It is heaven. So that's my favorite one from the farm.
Nick's hiding from the kids. He has his hood. He has his hood
They're
pulled
so
up,
loud.
and he has his guitar like man.
So loud. And then I am a wool girl. Like I'm a crunchy wool girl.
Crunchy wool.
So I like I like wool. What's the one I have? My big farmhouse shawls from what's that mill up? It's like they do shelter. Oh, I like Green Mountain. My red sweaters, Green Mountain. So Green Mountain Spinnery. I like Beaver Slide. I like Brooklyn Tweed, which I can't afford. That's why I was at Joann Fabrics today buying Lion Brand Fisherman wool. Kid in college, dude. I called the financial. I told you this, right? I called the. Oh no, I didn't tell you.
You didn't tell me.
For next year I have 2 in college. God help me. So he got a financial aid package from one of the schools, and it was tremendous. It was like awesome. So I was like, all right, let me find out when the other schools are going to give theirs out. So I called the one school, UMass, and I'm like, oh, you're here in mid-February. So I called Pitt, where my other son is, because just to see like when they'll give him, because he's a continuing student, so it's different. So I call, and everyone in Pittsburgh is beyond nice. Everyone. I've never met someone in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I've never met someone in Pittsburgh.
Trained,
the whole city. Everyone there is so nice. And I call, and he's like, hi, this is Tom. How can I help you? And I'm like, hi, Tom. So I tell him, I go, I'm just calling to see like when you're going to release the financial aid packages. He goes, okie dokie, let's see what we can do for you. I was like, okie dokie, all right. And then he goes, now how many are you going to have? And at the same time, I said 2. He goes, oh, it's just terrible. It's so hard. It's terrible to have 2 in at the same time. Are you going to have 3 in at the same time? I said, no, my other one's only 10. Oh, that's good. I was like, oh, you're not helping me here, Tom. And then he's like, I don't know. I can't tell you anything now because he's a continuing student. We don't look at them till after the new people. And I said, well, thanks for your help. He goes, I don't know if I helped you at all, but okie dokie. I was like, is my mom at the financial aid off? Other mom? Can you imagine another mom? Okie dokie. Hold on, I gotta go tinkle. Hold on, I'll be right back. We're not gonna be able to. And I said, I don't think we'll be able to eat next year. He goes, I know, it's terrible. How much college costs?
We're gonna have 2 in at once. We've got you've got college funds going, right, Nick?
Yeah, it pays for like a minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, yay.
Last question. We're almost done, folks.
Oh yeah, this is the last one. This is from Chevis.
You're besties now, but what did you fight? But did you fight like sisters growing up?
No.
We're 7 years apart.
I think that's why.
No.
We didn't at all.
But did you and Andy fight like sisters?
No.
When you were really little.
And fought over Legos.
Yeah, you fought over Legos.
And she used to make fun of my acne. She was so mean. I had acne. I had little pimples like all over and like my arms. And at dinner, she was so mean. But ooh, the COVID still lingering COVID.
COVID.
Don't give it to me.
We're pickers. You are too. You're a picker. Mom's a picker.
Garrett has a blackhead right now. I'm like, he was like, get away from me.
We're pickers. So when we finish, but to her defense, when we finish dinner every night, Mom would be like, put your head down.
She would attack me.
And she would make you put your head down the table and block the pimples.
So Andy used to make fun of me. And I said to her, one day you're going to have pimples. She never got one pimple. And neither did you. But
I get them. I have.
Yeah, but not as a kid. No, I had them like my whole forehead.
No.
But Liz and I are 7 years apart. Andy and I are 2 years apart. So we fought about stupid stuff like Legos and like typical. Yeah. We'd like wrestle and we were acting like
boys. She was out by the time I was even in middle school.
She was a kid. You were always like my little sister. And
Andy and I fought, but we didn't like fight like my little sisters. We like just didn't.
Oh, there's a lot going on. But
it's happening.
But you were she was the cutest little kid, like beyond cute. She had like white blonde hair. She could talk at like 9 months old. Everybody loved her because we were always on the go playing soccer, and she went everywhere we went. And you had a fun personality, so you were just fun. Like I
was like very easy, go with the flow.
Except I didn't just give her. No, she didn't sleep, and don't give her chocolate because she would pull her hair out. Allergic. They didn't know that. She'd pull her hair out. But you were fun. Mm-hmm. You were fun to have around. She was little Lizzie.
They tell me I still am.
And then, she just tells you what to do now. And then
somebody has to.
And then my husband and I started dating, and you were like 11. You were like Chase's age, right?
I was little.
18.
I was a little kid.
You were like 11. Yeah. You were like Chase's age, and we used to take her places. We took her away with us. So she was like, yeah. No, you were fun.
Like
so no, we did not fight. No. Andy did her own thing.
No. Yeah.
We didn't like fight. No. We got along pretty well. We grew up in a like happy, nice house, so.
Yes.
We're one of those like annoying people.
People like walk into the farm store every once in a while, where Andy isn't usually there. Sometimes she is, but the 2 of us and Mom and Dad are always like sitting there, and they're like, "Is this a prairie? What's happening right now? Do you guys actually like each other?"
But the nice thing is we appreciate it. Like we don't take it for granted. We know not everybody's like this, so it's just fun. But all right, I think that's it. That's us. All right. Anything
Sorry,
else? Like?
another one.
Oh, we're supposed to say
like, subscribe.
Tell your friends. Visit our Patreon if you would like. We really appreciate it.
Instagram.
Yes. All the things. I am Cocktail Hour at the Coop.
Arrow Acres Farm Yarn. It's very long, I know.
All of them are long. Are new to you, make along hashtag thing. Do that.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, go back a couple episodes.
Yeah.
We talked about it. And then if you go back, if you watch that one, there's like a link. There's one a few years ago we did that has like a gazillion ideas.
Yep.
And if you don't know what to make, go on Instagram and follow the hashtag.
And it runs till Valentine's Day, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm excited.
Okay. Ready? We did it. See? I woke up.
57 minutes in.
Cheers.
Cheers!
All right. Bye, everybody.